Okay.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Some of you guys are blind right now, and some of you cannot see. You won't see the forest for the trees until they have fallen on you. I want to show you something. These are the arms of a drug addict. As you can very well see, I have no place for a doctor to run an IV in my arm if I get sick. 4 or 5 times out of a year, I end up in the hospital. And when I go to the hospital, in order for them to put an IV in me, they stick me in my neck. And I say thank you. I don't know what it is I can say to make you understand what addiction is all about. Some of you may know, and some of you may not. There isn't a day that doesn't go by that I don't think about getting high. Not a one. I haven't used for quite some time, but I know that if I use this time, that I'm going to die. Because I don't know how to say enough is enough. Right? When I was 13, I started using drugs. I lived in North Philadelphia. I had an uncle who was 19, and I thought the sun rose and set on him. And he had a stick of joint that day, and I smoked it, and for the next 20 years, I got high. I've been a liar, a thief, a thug, an all-around nasty guy. And for those things, I have paid a dear, dear price. And I say thank you. One day, when I was getting high with this lady, there was a young lady who was in the room who kept coming in the room where we were. And we didn't know it at the time, but she had a mental illness. She would do things like scream uncontrollably sometimes. Sometimes she would cut herself in places that were not visible to the eye. Sometimes she would say things that were inappropriate, and we just thought, well, she's a little off kilter. But we didn't know it, but she had a mental illness. I tell y'all that story about that young lady because 1 in 10 people have it. 1 in 10. 1 in 10. It does not matter what race, what creed, what color. I tell y'all that story because if some of you are feeling something like that, then you need to get with somebody. Because that kind of thing doesn't get better over time. It gets worse. And the instances of addiction in the mental health world are 2 times as worse as they are in the general population. So if you need help, ask for it. On this day when I was getting high and I threatened her, somebody called me outside. When I got to the bottom of the steps, a 14-year-old, 14, ran behind me, shot me in the back, and ran. I fell in the street. My teeth went through my lips, and instantaneously I was paralyzed from the chest down. I go to the hospital and the doctor says you're going to be a T3 paraplegic. And I'm thinking, T3 paraplegic, what in the world is that? You're going to be paralyzed for the rest of your life? I'm sorry. Anything I can do, let me know. So what do? I start using dope. Because now it's owed to me. I can use it now because I'm paralyzed. I got a reason to get high now. So I get high. And I keep on getting high. And I keep on getting high. And I keep on getting high. Until one night, I was getting high in my parents' home. And I'm smoking cocaine. And when you smoke cocaine, you have moments of complete euphoria, and then you have moments of complete depression. In my depression, I decided, well, I'm tired of this. It was unclear to me whether or not I was tired of being paralyzed or whether or not I was tired of being a drug addict. Regardless of what the reason was, I took a whole bunch of pills with the intent of getting drowsy, lighting a cigarette, laying my hands on the mattress, burning the house down with me, my mom, my dad, my two sisters, and my brother. Amazing grace. Amazing grace. There ain't nothing none of you all can tell me about drugs. Nothing. There ain't nothing you can tell me about, well, I just take a little Xanny every now and then to take the edge off because I'm studying a little too hard. Or I just pop a perk every now and then because I'm feeling a little back pain. Or I smoke a little weed because, you know, that's what we do. Nothing you can tell me. If you need help, please get help. Because this thing don't get better, it gets worse. I don't know what you guys are going to do with your lives, but I know this. You die a little bit every day when you use like that. You lose a little bit of your soul every day. You start thinking about things you coulda, shoulda, oughta, woulda done. Eventually, it will overcome you to a point where you can't stop. And then when you can't stop, you start thinking about ways to make it stop. I don't want to see this happen to any other human being. Because addiction, for me, is about the worst thing that could happen. The worst. Anyway, there's so much stuff, man, that needs to be done. Let's all of us stand up and be counted. Let's stop this blue state, red state crap. Let's stop looking at each other as if we were something to be afraid of, right? I come here today because I love you like human beings. When you leave here today, think about this. What are you going to do to make the world better?